Likutei Moharan, Terevav. So, until now we learned that a person needs to diminish his own private honor, dignity, and increase the dignity of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So for anybody that chases his own honor, sorry, he can only achieve what they call royal honor, the honor of kings or politicians, which everybody, points out at him, and everybody investigates and pours and to find out whether he deserves this kind of honor. Not only this, but they claim that he does not deserve the honor. But anybody that runs away from the covet, he attains covet Elokim. He gets covet of the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Kodesh Baruch Hu himself gives it. He runs away from the covet and increases the covet of Hashem. Kodesh Baruch Hu gives him his covet. And this kind of covet, it is forbidden. It's astir davar. It has to be concealed. Sorry. And this is the essence of the tshuva. To run away, because Rabbeinu says, because the only way that you can get the divine cover, the divine honor, is if you do tshuva. And Rabbeinu says that the essence of tshuva is that one will hear his own derision and his own shame and remain quiet and won't say anything. And now the Rebbe explains why this is so.
That also has to do with yourself. You hear yourself.
Yeah. In any kind, derision from others or derision from, you'll hear your own shame from yourself, which is very demoralizing and gets people to slack off of it. It's a shame. Now, the reason why it is impossible to get this covered without you, hold it just a second. I apologize to the viewers. I was derelict in a lot of things. All right. The reason why you cannot attain this covet except through tshuva. Kileis covet below chaf. You cannot. There is no covet without kaf. This is the letter chaf. In other words, you cannot write the word covet without using the letter chaf. The chaf ukesem, and the letter chaf denotes the level of kesem. In other words, it says in the Zohar that the chaf, the letter chaf, in the word kavod, which is the first letter of the word, it alludes to the sphere of the kesem, of the crown, which is the first sphere of the 10 spheres. And the reason for it is that the sphere of kesem represents the kavod, the supernal kavod of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, so why dafka the letter chaf is on? It alludes to kesem because the sphere of the kesem includes in it the spheres of chokhmah and bina. They are all both the chokhmah and bina, which underneath the kesem chokhmah bina, right? The chokhmah and the bina are both included in the kesem. Now, and they are called chaf. Chaf, gematria of chaf is how much?
20.
Is 20. Each sphere is 10 because it includes 10 spheres in it. So the kesef that includes in it the 10 spheres of the Chokhmah and the 10 spheres of the Bina, which is together this place called the letter Chaf, which is Gematria 20. So that's why the letter Chaf denotes the sphere of the Keser. 20 is the euphemism, is the nickname of the Keser, because it includes Chokhmah Bina in it.
I also did the Gematria, the word is Srim.
What?
Gematria, the word is Srim. It's 20.
So you see, the covered represents the Keser and the spheres of Keser. Now, every Pchinas Eke, the cover, the Keser, we said that every sphere has a name Kodesh, right? It has a holy name to all the sphere. The holy name of the Hashem that belongs to the sphere of the Keser is Eke, Aleph, K, Yud, K. And we explained that the Keser talks about the reality that will be, right? The Keser is the promise. If you remember, we spoke about it many times.
Yeah, the insult, it's the outside part.
Right. So, like we said, there's going to be a shear here today. That's the Keser of the shear. On one hand, it's not the shear, right? It's just a promise for the shear. On the other hand, in potential already includes everything that the shear will have, right? Now, so Keser is the state where you're saying what is going to be. In Hebrew, the word Heyeh is I will be, right? And Yesham, I will be there at 2 o'clock or whatnot. The name, which is the letter of Aleph, K, Yud, K. So the name Kodesh or Spheres Keser is Aleph, K, Yud, K. So that's why he says, Vakaf u Keser. The Chaf alludes to the Keser. Pchinas Eke. Eke is the Keser. As we said, we know that the name of Kodesh Baruch Hu is against each sphere, and the name Eke is the name of Spheres HaKeser. And now, and the name Eke itself, in other words, the literal translation, the real meaning of Shem Eke is tshuva, represents tshuva. In other words, Eyeh means I will be. And this is the essence of tshuva.
Like implying I'm not now?
What?
Implying I'm not now?
Right. Ki Eke, the name Eke, the verb Eke is a conjugation of to be. I'm preparing for myself an existence. As you said now, he says, I'm not yet now, but I will be. It's like he says, I'll be in your house 2 o'clock, which means I'm not there now, but I'm preparing for myself, an isness at 2 o'clock at your house. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So, it says, in other words, I'm going to be. Hainu. And so, okay, why does this signifies, this symbolizes the tshuva? Hainu kodem tshuva, before the tshuva, adayin en lo havaya, you don't have an existence. You're not. Ki'ilu adayin lo nisave ba'olam, as if you were not, you never were in the world. Why? Ki tov lo shelo nivro mishen nivro. Because before a person does tshuva, he would have been better off not to have been created altogether. Because the law of a person in this world is to do the Ratzon of Hashem. And when a person doesn't do the Ratzon of Hashem, he's just making things worse for himself. It's better that he shouldn't have been. When a person comes to purify himself and to do tshuva, אז הוא בבחינת עקב. Then he enters the reality of Eke. Hainu, that he's coming to do an action that he will have an existence in the world. In other words, he will do the Ratzon of Hashem, and the world will need him. Hainu, Ana Zamil Neve. I am going to be. I'm going to exist. That's the principle of Kesem, which is also the principle of Tshuva, of course, as we said before. So we said that Eke, that is the Kesem. It's not only the name of Eke that represents the inyan of Tshuva, but also Kesem itself also represents the inyan of Tshuva. How? Okay, we understand how I will be represents the concept of Tshuva. But this is no, it's not only this. Obviously the Eke represents Kesem, Beseder. So first of all, I will prove to you how the inyan of Eke, of I will be, represents Tshuva. But it says no, not only this, but the Keser itself represents Tshuva. Why? Ki Keser, the word Keser Lashon Amtana, it is a language of what it says wait, of waiting, as we'll explain later on. And waiting is the main principle behind Tshuva. As Chazal said, anybody that comes to purify himself is being helped. And the Gemara says, it's a motion to someone that come to buy a persimmon. I don't think we're talking about persimmons that we have today. A persimmon tree there's a special oil which is a very fragrant oil. Only a Hampton. They said when somebody comes to contaminate himself, a Bali Taman, they open up the gates. Wanna go. A Bali Torah, anybody that comes to purify himself, is being helped. That's what the Gemara says. And the Gemara brings two Mesholim. One of them, it says that it's like somebody who wants to buy diesel fuel or crude oil, which stinks. So, Poskim just take it and get out. I don't want anything to do with you. But somebody who wants to come to buy Shemen Afasema, wants to buy persimmon oil. So they said, then wait, I'll measure it for you, and in the process of measuring, we'll both smell good. It's like, wait a minute, I'll be right with you. What, you want to buy diesel fuel? You want to buy crude oil? Go ahead, take it and go. It's over there in the corner. Just take it, just go. You want to buy perfume? You want to buy this Shemen Tov? Wait, let me finish with the other customer. I'll be right with you. I'll do it. We'll do it together. That's it.
Behind the glass counter.
Yeah. We'll. Anybody that wants to buy persimmon, it says I'm going to opt in. Wait it, I will measure together with you, and we'll both smell good. And what is alluded to in the Gemara is that anybody comes to purify, he has to wait. The process of tshuva is the process of waiting. Because the essence of emunah is waiting. In the meantime, things happen, and all kinds of trials and tribulations, and legal matters, and this and that, and pressures, and it all comes while this is going on. You have to wait. That's why the tshuva is the essence of waiting. And and the inyan of waiting is that when a person wants to do tshuva, he has to really run away very quickly from the darkness. But still, you should not, don't freak out to see how far you are from tefillah, from all the devotion of Kedusha. Because it's unbedingt. There's no other way except waiting and waiting and waiting to your complete tikkun. And you have to go one step at a time. Because it's impossible to jump into the Kedusha, with one shot. And this waiting that we're talking about, Zeh B'chinas Keser, this is a parallel aspect to Keser. How? K'mo shekosov, kater li za'er v'achavcha. In Eov, when one of the saying is the kater li za'er v'achavcha, wait for me for a minute, and I'll tell you. So the word kater here is used as
wait.
Pacienza, right? Pacienza. Pacienza. Pacienza.
Paciencia.
Paciencia. What he said. See, I waited until he said it right. Paciencia. Wait a minute. We have patience. You have patience, you live longer. Paciencia. Paciencia. Wait a minute. Wait a little bit, and I'll tell you. That's what I wanted to tell you. Oh, I'm happy you asked. Wait. Wait a minute. I'm going to tell you everything. From beginning to end. Everything. Paciencia. So you see that the word keser, kater, wait, is it has the meaning of waiting. The meaning of tshuva. So now you see that covered, that is keser, and it is eke, and keser and eke are tshuva. That's why you cannot possibly reach the covered, the divine covered, except through tshuva. Because to gain eke, to gain the union of eke, the union of you have to do tshuva to become eke and keser, and then you get the covered because they're all one. That tshuva, a person is zecher to become keser and eke, to get into the state of being of keser and eke, and the divine honor is eke and keser. That's what divine honor is. So you find out that the person, attains the kavod elokim, a divine honor. Now, it is very important that this particular junction, well, we spoke about it before, but again, it's important that we mention, because otherwise it will be very difficult to understand what the Rebbe is saying. When a person changes his mode, when he's doing tshuva, the Rebbe says that before a person does tshuva, it's like he does not exist, because it's better for him not to have existed. Which means that the entire existence of the person is taking place, as it were, in the entire person is in the bechina of he's not here. He's here, but he's not here. That's why they say, Rishon, the wicked, during their lifetime are called dead. Because that's not living. Yeah, they move, they breathe, whatever it is, but it's not called living. That's not living. V'le'efech, tzadikim, b'moisem kruim chaim, the tzadikim, even when dead, they are called living. Because they are in... If we were to understand and to give a mashal here, okay? That, let's take the computer, all right? Or your cell phone. The phone number is in your cell phone, right? If you open up the cell phone, you look for the phone numbers. Where is it? It's stored, as electronic signals or whatever it is, in memory of your phone, right? If you open the phone and you try to, you won't find any phone numbers in there. You won't find pictures, you won't find anything. It's stored in the bechina of memory. When it's printed out, you can see the picture, right? But inside the phone, you can't see the pictures. You know? So what, the pictures don't exist? Of course they can exist. Otherwise, how can you bring them up, right? Here, let me show you the pictures of my children. Where? It's inside the phone. It is stored in a state of memory. But it's there completely. The entire world, Olam Haba and Olam Hazeh, is akin to a computer, where this world is the screen. But our neshamas are part of the memory, which is called Bina. It's the memory of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which, unlike a computer where memory is a dead thing, the memory of the Bina is living. You know, it's a living memory. All the spheres are alive. They are living essences. So basically, when a person finishes his life in this world, is akin to closing a file on a computer. What happened to the file? File disappeared. If you didn't save it, yeah, it disappeared. But if it's saved, you know, if it's in the new tablets, in the new phones, any file that you create is saved automatically. In the Bina, in the memory of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which we exist in the memory of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the only thing that we have here in this world is, that's the screen, that's a computer screen. This is where it's happened. You know, but every time, you know, we are working on it. It's like when you're writing a document, we are writing the document of our lives. And it's being saved all the time automatically, like Google Docs, right? You write it, it's being saved automatically all the time. And when a person leaves this world, it's like he closed the file. It doesn't disappear.
You can reopen
it's a memory. You can reopen it. It will reopen.
Save it under another name.
And whatever it is, that will be done with it. It's not only this. The world of Kadosh Baruch Hu is much more complex than just that. In any state of being, a person changes. I mean, it changes a whole reality. When we said that Kadosh Baruch Hu cursed Adam Arisha, in the top of your brow you shall eat bread. So the usual understanding is, you know, woe to us, and that's the klala is that's like 99% of the situation, you know, of the people in the world. But if somebody is lucky, he won the lottery or whatever it is, or he was born to a very rich father, or you know, he's very ambitious and ruthless and you know, and hell bent on making all the money himself, then he gets out of it. Then he's not cursed anymore. But this is not so. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu cursed Adam Rishon, it means that the entire Metzias, the entire reality of Adam Rishon, has gone into a state where it is cursed. The entire reality is cursed, which means it's the best thing for you if you have to, you know, to eat the toil of your brow, you know, to have to bring food. If you don't do this, if you have all the money in the world, you don't get out of the curse. Forget, you cannot exist. It breaks you down. It completely corrupts you. Money corrupts people completely. The only thing that keeps people from being corrupted is that they have to work. They have to work for a living. You know, the reason why, you know, movie stars get married 5, 6, 8 times is because they can. The reason why we don't is, you know, the reason why we work on ourselves, we work on our marriages, because we don't have the options that anybody will take us, anybody will want us. You know, there are no consequences. We have enough money to burn, whatever it is, we can just, that's not our reality, that's not where we are. Your wife is your wife, and you can't, this is what this ksuv, whatever it is. The Gemara says there's certain things, you know, so this is wise. You know, that she shall upset you, your wife will upset you. Okay, goodbye, boom, you're divorced. Bada bing, bada boom, finished. That's all, not so simple. So we made it. It forces you to work on yourself. It forces you to. That limitation, that crucible that it locks you into, actually helps you develop as a human being. Excuse me. I have to get. Can you bring me the tissues from over here?
I had an idea of, like, people don't have money, and the appliance breaks down, they try to fix it, you know? They can't fix it, then they call a friend, somebody who can help them.
Sorry.
Somebody who doesn't have financial, just buy a new one, you know? But the poor guy, he tries to fix, you know, like, tries to fix.
So you see that when a person doesn't have money, okay, he is in a state of poverty. It's not just a technical description of his money situation. It's a reality he lives in. Same thing when a person is rich. It's not just that he has money in the bank, but otherwise he's the same like everybody else. He lives in a reality of wealth. With whatever it is that Enachinami, in the truest sense, is a person that was born, lives, and is going to die. You know, was born naked, is going to be buried naked. It's ghoulish. It's nothing with. But while alive, he lives in the reality of wealth. Not only those things which we understand, yeah, okay, the reality of, you know, being wealthy, that's, besides that, when a person is doing Averis, he is also in a reality of Averis. He's in a reality of he's Kivyochel not existent. As we learn weiter, he's in a reality of bloodshed, of shame. He lives shame. It's not something that is, when somebody's a murderer, it's not just, you know, that he did something. Obviously he did something, but once he did it, his entire existence is that of a murderer. You know, it's not like a little bleep, something happened, but now it's just the same as he was. He will never be the way he was. He changed his entire reality. Those realities have formulas. Asher. The word wealthy. That's the name of the reality of having money. The name of a reality of doing tshuva is called eke, it's called kesem. When you do tshuva, you're totally in a state of eke. You're totally in a state of kesem. The level of kesem is automatically the place where the reality of kesem is the reality of Kovod Hashem. When you're holding in the level of kesem, you have Kovod Hashem. automatically. It's not something that's given to you. If people honor you, you have honor. That's covered lachin. That's physical. That's this world's covered. It's a difference between running after covered and being honorable. That's the funny thing that, you know, when they speak in America, when they speak to a judge, they speak to the mayor, your honor, honorable. He was honorable. If he behaves, he's in a state of honor. If he behaves honorably, then he is the honorable. But in America, you know, so the state itself, you're wearing the crown, you're the mayor, so your honor, the honorable assemblyman, blah 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 blah. They all behave like dogs. Okay, but it has nothing to do with that. You know, even the dogs are honorable.
He's got 20 DUIs, but that doesn't matter.
It is a very subtle concept that when you do something, that your deeds, especially your spiritual deeds, your spiritual decisions, to do tshuva, to accept your shame without retorting, and all those things, it's not just things that you do. Whenever you do them, they change your state of being. You, in the process of doing tshuva, you're sorry that you did what you did, and you accept yourself not to repeat it again, you know, to the best of your ability, and you're misvada, you talk to Kodesh Baruch Hu, and you admit to him the whole ball of wax, the whole thing that tshuva consists of. You put yourself, you're changing your state of being. Your body looks the same. After a while, by the way, even your body doesn't look the same. You change, your face changes, your entire reality changes. But that takes time until it trickles down to the actual physical. But the real state of existence in memory, in other words, the file you save with your decisions, is you exist in a state of Eka, you exist in a state of Kesser, you exist you are there, so in Mela you have cover. The cover is there because in the Kesser this is where the cover is. And then we'll have to, the next exposition tomorrow, we will explain why the act of accepting your shame, or your derision, without retaliating, without reacting, constitutes this tshuva. And then you understand why I gave it this long spiel about state of existence, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's not just philosophy. Because without it, it's impossible to understand.